The 94.5 ESPN WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. The biggest sports stories in Wisconsin. Talked about by Wisconsin sports fans. For Wisconsin sports fans.
What are you talking about? What am I
You're
scared
playing scared.
Yeah, you're scared. I can see it.
I see the fear in your eyes. You know who I didn't see the fear in his eyes?
Who's that?
Jackson Churio.
Yeah, no doubt.
But now all of a sudden, Jordan Love is consistently in that top 5 quarterback conversation because he is, dare I say, the word elite.
Why are kids staying out to 1:30 in the morning?
It was homecoming.
What is going on at 1:30 in the morning for children?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean?
You saw what Jason did there with the 6'7", trying to appeal to the Gen Z people. Always doing that, Jason. I get what you're doing there.
You're so annoying with that.
What?
This is Sunday Karma, powered by ESPN Wisconsin. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue. Alongside Greg Scalzo, Alex Strofe, and Kyle Wallace, here's Good Karma Brand's founder and CEO, Craig Karmazin.
No Craig Karmazin this morning. No Alex Strofe this morning. I'm Greg Scalzo alongside Kyle Wallace, but we couldn't let another week go by with no Sunday Karma. Somebody had to step up and give the people their fix. So you got us here until noon today across ESPN Wisconsin. Hit us in the Carbos Talking text line 800-990-ESPN, 800-990-3776. You can get us on YouTube. I'll be honest, Kyle, I don't really know how to read the YouTube comments, but I'm sure you can teach me at some point here. And, of course, you can text into the Carbos Talking text line 800-990-3776. Less is more. USA wins the gold medal in men's hockey over Canada, 2-1 in overtime, the first time since the infamous 1980 gold medal game. That's 46 years. That predates either of us. Woo! That Team USA has brought home the gold in men's hockey.
I didn't realize how bad we were at hockey. Like, I always knew we were behind other countries. I think this is like our 4th ever medal in the Olympics. I was looking it up. I'm supposed to say, okay, I knew we got a gold medal. I was looking it up. I think the last time USA got a something higher than a bronze was 2002, maybe, or maybe the last time we medal was 2002. It was something ridiculous. And I was like, oh, wow, I didn't realize we were so far behind in hockey. Even watching the game and hearing the names from Canada versus hearing the names from the USA, it's like, oh, I heard that guy. I heard of Taves. I heard of McDavid. I heard of Crosby. And the guys from our team, I was like, they are our biggest household names. It's the Canadians.
They're getting there now, though. USA Hockey's got a good young nucleus. Yeah, the last time Team USA medaled in men's hockey was 2010 in Vancouver. They won the silver.
There it is.
They won the silver in 2002 at Salt Lake City. But those are the first two, or the last 2 medals they've had since that gold medal in 1980 in Lake Placid. So hockey is naturally a very international game, right? Like you see it even when you're watching the NHL. As the NBA continues to expand globally, USA still is the dominant force in that sport. And similarly in hockey, right, as it has expanded globally much more quickly than basketball ever did, you had Team Canada as the dominant force in the NHL and in world hockey. USA's always been good. It's not like they've been bad. It's not like they've missed Olympics, but they've not performed well in the Olympics as of recently. Today, that has changed. As once again, Team USA in overtime, very quick overtime, wins against Canada 2-1. Jack Hughes for Team USA with the winning goal.
Did you know who Jack Hughes was before this? I didn't.
I did, yeah. Like I said, there's a lot of good young American hockey players, right?
Okay, yeah. I mean, there's a kid from Arizona that's really good. I mean, he's like from Arizona, hockey player that got drafted maybe a couple years ago. There's some. That's all I know. Some really young, good young kid.
Yeah. I mean, look, Jack Hughes was like the first overall pick in the draft by the Devils. I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago.
Oh wow.
So like he's well known, right? Like you've got Quinn Hughes, right? His brother. Austin Matthews is very
that's
good.
The one I know. Austin Matthews. He's good. He plays for the Maple Leafs, right?
Yep. And so there's
that's about it for me.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's a good time for the Olympics. Everybody starts to get a little bit more educated. And even like women's hockey, right? We saw this happen as well. Ironically, an overtime goal for Team USA in women's hockey over Canada to win the gold once again. Now, in women's hockey, Team USA has been a dominant force, and they made up for it with a huge goal to send them into overtime with just 2 minutes left. This was earlier in the week from a Badger to Badger goal there for women's hockey. Then they took it home in overtime as well. I was in the car on the way here, so I didn't get to see the 3-on-3 hockey, Kyle. I was excited, though. I was like, oh, man, I'll get in there. Hopefully I can watch some of this, because going from overtime or from regular play, right, and then hitting overtime and having that jump immediately to 3-on-3 hockey is fascinating.
Yeah, I didn't realize. Again, I don't watch hockey like that, and I didn't know what the Olympic rules were. And so when we were watching the women's hockey game on Thursday, I believe it was, that was something like, okay, 3-on-3, that's going to be fast. A goal's going to come quickly, and so that was exhilarating. And then now within the first 2 minutes we have in this goal, that was pretty fun to watch. I mean, it's quick. By the time I walked in there to turn the TVs on, I had the phone in my hand. You saw something was about to happen. The USA had a chance to counter, and they did, and they executed, and they scored. Like, oh, go! I went and told Isaac from WTMJ, I said, you got to yell, go!
800-990-3776. The other great thing that I saw was that people ultimately are, I actually think people are coming home from the bars over the next hour or two, because I saw there was bars that opened early specifically to serve the fans that wanted to go out together and watch this game.
Smart. They did that during the World Cup back in the day around here, too, whenever the game started early in the morning. Folks were going to different bars on Brady Street. That's always a fun time, waking up early to go watch a sporting event and cheer like that, especially on a good Sunday. Get your Sunday going well.
Yeah, I mean, it changes really the day when you're walking out at 10 a.m. and the sun is shining and you're saying, man, I've been here since 7 a.m. I've had a number of different carblesses so far. 800-990-3776. We'll keep talking Team USA hockey. Very exciting for those hockey fans out there. Obviously, Team USA, Olympic hockey in general, such a direct tie back to to the state of Wisconsin here in 1980. Obviously, Mark Johnson, the coach of the coach of Wisconsin women's hockey and a former Badger himself, son of Badger Bob Johnson, right? He was one of the heroes there in that 1980 Miracle on Ice game, and throughout that Olympic run, so many former Badgers, so many people from the state of Wisconsin who have ultimately served and been a part of the Olympic team over the years. So I'm sure very many people happy here. Chef Ed chimes in 800-990-3776. Says this was like an NHL game. So many players from USA and Canada play in the NHL. Of course, Chef Ed.
It's always.
Yes. Yeah, that's how it should be.
And but Chef Ed was around for the last one, in 1980. So he remembers that, I'm sure. The shocker.
Calling him old?
No, he is. I'm not calling him old. That's what it is. I believe he was like 12 years old at the time.
Yeah, I believe that.
Oh, no. He was 20. It was about 20.
800-990-3776. Let's go to Soren in Heartland. Soren, welcome to Sunday Karma here across ESPN Wisconsin. No Craig Karmazin. Alex Strofe is on his. I don't know who gets more vacation in the world than that guy and Alex Strofe.
This is interesting.
So we'll see. We'll get back. Let's go to Soren first. That means you can complain about how your producer gets 10 times the amount of vacation days that you do. Soren in Heartland, welcome in to Sunday Karma.
What's up, guys? Yeah, Strofe, he needs to do a little more working out than taking vacations, that's for sure. Anyways, so my brother-in-law is actually from Canada. I'm very close with him, and we were at church, and he kept sneaking on his phone watching the game. And when USA won, I definitely gave him the most vulgar words at church in my life, that's for sure.
Is it worth if you're going to go to church, like, is it worth it if you're going to be sneaking the game, or is it better just to skip church and watch the game?
Well, I mean, he does work for the church, so he has both services that he can attend.
Oh, okay. All right. So he'll make up for it.
Soren is religious.
He will.
For Soren to be so religious and have so much hate for Josh DiMaggio is crazy. It's crazy.
You know, he jumped off there. Yeah. Why does he hate Josh?
I don't know. Every time he calls in the Kyle Brust Nortman 2 to 5 weekdays, he ends his call with I hate that guy Josh DiMaggio. Josh DiMaggio's awful.
Man, if you're a church guy, you shouldn't have that much hate in your
He's
heart.
like 16, 17.
Soren is?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, if you're going to go to church and you're not going to pay attention, you're going to be watching does that count as going to church?
You going to get on this list, too. You're going to talk about how he hates Josh and
I'm not
Josh and Greg.
I don't want to.
I ain't messing with no kid. These kids nowadays is crazy. I don't know what gen it is. Gen Alpha? Is this the Alpha generation? I ain't messing with them.
I mix up all my. You know, I think we got to redo the generations, Kyle.
Why is that?
Because I think that the way that technology has evolved has like created a bigger line down there. Like me and you grew up in a world in high school where we didn't have smartphones, right? Even in college, you didn't really have smartphones. Like we didn't grow up with any of these social media platforms.
It can.
There's millennials that are like grew up with all that. That's a different. They're like closer to the Gen X or the
Gen Z.
Gen
yeah,
Z.
no, they definitely are. What's crazy to me is I heard a conversation with some people talking about some of these Gen Z folks talking about, it's time for millennials to move on. I said, whoa, what do you mean? We were just saying that's about the older people. We the older people now? Y'all attacking us?
Well,
us? We with y'all.
Well, Gen X, nobody remembers. I mean, the generation older than us, they get nothing. They're just shadowed by the baby boomers, and everybody grew up hating the millennials.
Don't get me started on Gen X. All the Gen X men I know, they all think they still can talk to the millennial women. Now they probably looking at them Gen Zs rubbing their hands, thinking, okay, yeah, how old you now? You 25. Okay, I got a daughter your age. I'm not even joking. These Gen X's is a trip.
Yeah, Gen X's is a trip, and the Gen Zs, like Alex Strofe, man, they didn't want to work.
Man, listen now. Alex Strofe, I didn't realize he was going to take a full week. Man got engaged and was gone for real.
A full week? It's been like 9 days.
That's very true, because he definitely left Kyle Brust Nortman on Friday early. I don't know if you know that or not, but he left the show early.
He left the show early?
So he can go propose. Yeah, so he can go propose.
What time did he propose at?
He proposed at 5:40.
Oh,
and he left at 4:30. He was all nervous, Greg. He was pacing back and forth. He was a mess.
That's performative.
And then it was very performative. You should have seen him. He's changing his clothes, making us all see him because he wants to stand out. And then I had to lie and act like he was still behind the glass without him actually talking, just in case his future fiance was listening. Oh, he just brought everybody in. He told the whole world, did he not?
So everybody. He tells me, he's like, it's a secret. Don't tell anybody. Because he got the ring from Robert Hack Diamonds, right?
He
gets the ring there, and so I'm in the loop from that perspective. And don't tell anybody. I had no less than 24 people, Kyle, come up to me and be like, "Hey, did you hear Alex is going to get engaged?" I'm like, "How did you find out? How did you find out?"
I didn't say anything to anybody, but then I'm out here. We had our happy hour the day we had the happy hour about the day before he proposed. He's out there having a conversation, talking about it in the open. I'm like, bro, like. What? Like, what are you doing? You're going to ruin it. You got all these open ears around here, and you talking about proposing in front of everybody? This is not a secret. The worst kept secret out there. Somehow she was still surprised and still said yes.
Yeah. Well, I had to text him on Saturday. I said, did she say yes or not?
He was ecstatic.
Good for him. Congratulations to Alex Strofe on his engagement. But 10 days off, Kyle, is a lot.
No, that is.
I mean, when you go Friday through Sunday, that's a full 10 days. When you're missing responsibilities on Friday as he did, he's missing responsibilities following Sunday. Two Sundays. That's a 10 days off after he took his 2.5-week European vacation over the holidays, and decided not to work and hang it up early over the holidays.
He sure did. He's been gone a lot.
Life is good, man.
I don't know what y'all giving for these vacation days nowadays, but honestly, I'm a bad negotiator.
Apparently, me too.
I'm here nonstop. I was planning on taking the last week off for Valentine's Day. Little did I know everybody else is gone, so it was no show anyway. So I was like, it would have just been me.
You could have done it.
I could have, but did I want to? By the time I woke up, got moving around, I was like, well, I guess I could have did it. Didn't go as hard as I expected for Valentine's Day. Too old. Literally went out, got to about 11:30. I said, it's time to go.
Oh, you guys did full dinner, the whole thing?
We sure did. I said, let's go back to Pato.
Yeah.
We went back to Pato. I was out for about 30 minutes, and we said, let's go back.
Good for you guys.
Yeah, it was too much.
Yeah.
Too old.
800-990-3776, 800-990-3776. Team USA wins their first gold medal in men's hockey since 1980. 46 years. They beat Canada 2-1 in overtime. We'll take Olympic calls. We'll also start taking a look at the Green Bay Packers. Rick Bisaccia steps down this week. Interesting timing. We'll get into it. It is Sunday Karma.
Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. All day, every day, the Carbless talk and text line is open for you.
First off, there is not one team that's on the fringe that scares me.
800-990-3776. The Carbless talk and text line. This is more.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Frank Daniels, our Madison goldsmith, has an idea.
Bring him in.
Hey, Rick. Hey, Sarah. Hi, Monica.
It's great to see you, Frank. What's your idea?
It's a new company policy.
Let's hear it.
You know the world-famous Kessler's warranty?
If you bought it at Kessler's, it's guaranteed. It's just that simple. Even if you lose a diamond, including the center stone, we'll replace it. All maintenance is free forever. Yes, it really is that miraculous.
Every time I hear that warranty, it blows my mind.
I propose we have a jewelry cleaning policy that's as amazing as that warranty.
What would it say?
Bring us your jewelry and we will professionally clean it. While you wait, for free. You can come in as often as you want, and we don't care where you bought your jewelry. The only thing that matters is that you want it to look amazing again. We want that too.
I vote yes.
I vote yes. I vote yes. The motion carries.
Congratulations, Frank. Your idea is now company policy.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
It all started with a small storefront and a big promise. Treat every customer just like family. For decades, local families have trusted Sendix to provide the freshest food, the warmest smiles, and a place where community comes first. From generation to generation, we have grown together. Because Sendix is more than just a grocery store. It's home. Thank you for allowing us to serve you for the past 100 years. Here's to the next 100 years. Sendix, your trusted local grocer.
Selling your home during winter may surprise you. Serious buyers are still out there and often more eager to move.
Homes get strong offers this time of year, and with less competition, your listing can really shine.
I'm Tony Wendorf with Tony Wendorf & Associates, powered by Keller Williams.
And I'm Lindsay Bendler. Our team leads with faith, gratitude, and giving back, donating over $200,000 to local causes since 2020.
Tony Wendorf & Associates is ready to get to work for you with our white glove selling experience. Just search online, Tony Wendorf.
A real estate team that always leads with faith and gratitude.
Tony Wendorf & Associates.
We need to optimize the PID controller for smoother robotic movements.
Our data analysis shows a significant correlation between the variables in both control groups.
The test shows you've experienced an acute myocardial infarction.
As you'll see on the syllabus, this course will largely focus on the Mesozoic era.
Get your child the access every child deserves. Enroll your K through 8th grade child by February 28 at Milwaukee College Prep, mkeprep.com/enroll.
Ben Brust here, and let's cut the crap. I've been sold a lie with sportswear too. You pay a fortune for big name gear, a fancy logo, a slogan, and it still stinks. Iron Jock doesn't play that game. Silver ion technology is woven into every thread, killing 99.9% of odor-causing bacteria. And now, through February 22nd, our listeners can get 35% off all Iron Jock orders over $50 with the code ESPN35. Shop now at ironjock.com. That's ironjoc.com.
Many wins. Many wins. Waiting at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. This February, you could break the bank and get down with a share of $300,000 in prizes. Bust out your rewards card and play to earn entries. It all goes down with Thursday drawings. Break the bank. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN.
It is okay for us to say Jordan Love is successfully following in the footsteps of Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. That is a guy that I want.
On 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. You're listening to Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Sunday Karma across ESPN Wisconsin. Greg Scalzo, Kyle Wallace with you. No Craig Carbazin. No Alex Strofe. You calling us, texting us on the Cardinals Talking text line where less is more. 800-990-3776. 800-990-ESPN. Once again, Team USA, in case you're sleeping under a rock, you're just waking up, you're leaving the bar from watching the game, but you already forgot what happened. Team USA wins gold 2-1 in overtime.
USA! 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 We're the kings of hockey now. Kings and queens of hockey, baby.
Kings and queens of hockey, that's right. It all goes through Team USA for the next 4 years. Women's hockey won in overtime over Canada earlier this week. Now the men's team does the same. 3-on-3 hockey plays to the USA. Jack Hughes with the winning goal as the men's hockey team wins their first medal since 2010 when they won a silver, and they win their first gold medal since 1980. 800-990-3776. We'll keep celebrating there, but we also want to turn our attention a little bit to what's going on here in the Wisconsin sports world. Brewers start their spring training yesterday. Good to get them back at it.
I'm so excited about Brewers baseball this year.
You and me both.
Yeah, some young guys coming up. Like I'm sad Freddie Peralta's going to be gone. What a story he was and how we got him and what he turned into. And now with this season, the Brewers being able to hopefully bounce back and grow and have some more young talent coming up. I'm excited, very excited to see what they can do.
You have to be. And some of the trades they've made, right, where they have earned that benefit of the doubt, and what Matt Arnold and Pat Murphy's been able to do, getting some arms into the pitching lab. You never know who's going to pop on this team, what's going to carry over from last year, but you know they're going to be where they need to be because that's who the Milwaukee Brewers are. Plus, it's like a sign of, like, get the groundhog thing out of here, Kyle. Like, when they start spring training baseball, that's the sign that, like, all right, spring's right around the corner.
It's called spring training, so you know what that means. Seeing the hot weather in other places in this cold, frigid, area and climate we're in, it always makes me know that, baseball's around the corner.
That's right. And then Milwaukee Bucks, they got a home game today, 2:30. They're taking on the Toronto Raptors, stringing wins together here. No Giannis. I think there's a couple schools of thought, right? The idea that, hey, with no Giannis, do you go into what you got 7-8 other teams in the NBA doing, which is tank mode, and you all of a sudden say, you know what, this is an all-time draft right now. The top 3 guys are going to be highly sought after, but the top 10 picks are expected to be real players. And the Bucks instead won 6 of the last 7 games. And so you bring, some new blood into the mix. And they've been able to continue to ultimately score enough points. Cam Thomas obviously comes over from the Brooklyn Nets. Between him,
he does best,
Kevin Porter Jr., Kyle Kuzma, like this team was set up to tank almost. These guys are guys that historically have been high scorers on bad teams, and somehow they put them all together on this Bucks team. And they're saying, no, we want Giannis back this year. We want to get to the play-in, because if we can get to the play-in, I think we all know the big guy's going to come back and see what happens.
Yeah, we get into the play-in. We may make the playoffs, but then we're going to put out in the first round again. This is just a travesty. It's a travesty what these guys are doing. All these, you pick up Cam Thomas, you pick up Zhang, who looks like a baller. He's going to be part of the future. And it's just right now they're beating bad teams, which they couldn't consistently do before Giannis got hurt and before these trades, and now all of a sudden they're finding a way to beat teams like the Pelicans, and we're losing to the Washington Wizards before.
They did lose to the Washington Wizards before. Yeah, they seem to have found some level of energy there. Again, they'll take Toronto at home today. Good team the Raptors are, so it'll be interesting to see what that game looks like. And then Packers world, right? Take a look at the Green Bay Packers. Big story this week that I've been hearing you guys talk about on KBN. Rich Bisaccia steps down as the Packers special teams coordinator, something most teams were hoping wasn't going to be Rich Bisaccia's, or most fans were hoping wasn't going to be Rich Bisaccia's choice, but was going to be a dictate by Matt LaFleur. He didn't make that decision. He didn't get Bisaccia out of town. He didn't make, I think, a lot of the changes that fans wanted him to make to the coaching staff.
Are you mad about it?
Am I mad about it?
That Rich Bisaccia got to leave on his own and not being fired based off poor performance.
You can't be mad about that. You got to be, if you're going to be upset with anybody, it's got to be that, again, Matt LaFleur didn't make that call. And he didn't make that call. But I look, I've said it on this show. I've said it on other shows. I like Matt LaFleur. I think he's a good coach. I wouldn't get rid of Matt LaFleur. I do think that the way the entire team is structured, where it seems like one hand doesn't talk to the other and there's these walls that are built,
well, they claim that
unhealthy.
They tore down those walls. Remember, they had the conversation at the American Club where they all came together and they were able to figure out, okay, if we're going to move forward with you three aligned, what is this going to look like? And so Russ Ball, Goody, and Matt LaFleur all sat down with our team president, and they all figured out this is the best way forward, continue to have the silos the way that they do.
Wait, so do Russ Ball and Matt LaFleur report up through Brian Gutekunst now?
No, they all report to Ed Policy.
I know, that's the problem, Kyle. That's not how it works.
They all came together at the American Club getting their back rubbed, feet scrubbed, and all the good stuff, whining and dining. I'm sure they got what the expensive wine and the expensive drinks are. I don't know what it is. I drink middle shelf, all the stuff everybody know. I don't know the expensive stuff, that $70 a shot stuff, that whiskey they were drinking. That's when they decided that they wanted to continue to have the type of silo system that they had. And so I would say them coming together and say, yeah, we're going to work and we're going to push towards a championship. This is the best way to go about it. But you can't have Matt LaFleur record. He can't report to Goody. Goody don't know what he's doing half the time.
You know, right? If you go up to Kohler with your girl, you go on vacation, you sweet talk.
Don't say that too loud now, because Kohler not on our list. That's a little bit out of our price range right now.
I'm using you as an example here, right? But you go there, the conversation's sweet, right? Like you go, you have a great night. That night, everything seems perfect. Everything's all hunky-dory. And then what happens when you get back to the house, Your kids are running around. The house is messy. Things are crazy. Everybody's stressed out.
Yeah.
What, the same things don't occur because you had a good night out? You go on vacation together and everything else solves itself? That's not it.
I mean,
that's called escapism.
Ed Policy got to hold them to a standard that they agreed upon. And based on what they agreed upon, they wanted to move forward this way.
Great.
But there's no way they could have left that meeting. If I'm Matt LaFleur and I see the talent that's been put on the field for me from Goody, and yes, there is some high-end talent, but also there are some guys who just don't fit and probably shouldn't be on this roster, I'm not very happy. You saw the way that offensive line played in the second half. Awful.
Goody's got a job right now because he's made one amazing decision, right? He deserves all the credit in the world from the transition away from Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love, for the decision to do what Ted Thompson did before him, to draft Love early, to work that into development, and ultimately to get this team to continue the level of consistency at that position that has not been found on really any other franchise since maybe you could point to San Francisco, right? And what they did between Montana and Young. But overall, he deserves all the credit in the world for that.
Oh, for one thing.
I'm saying that, but that's it. That's the only reason he's still got a job.
Yeah, that's
and
crazy.
At some point, you can't just say, look, we're just going to continue to keep him employed because of that. Because, again, what he did was transition you to that next stage. It doesn't mean he's going to be able to build a Super Bowl contender.
Matt LaFleur is the one that transitioned you. Yes, did Goody draft a quarterback? Absolutely, he did. But it took the development of Matt LaFleur, just like he helped Aaron Rodgers find his way again, just like he developed up Jordan Love, and just like Malik Willis might be getting paid $30 million. Malik Willis went from getting traded for a 7th-round pick to reports coming out of Tennessee saying he struggles at playing quarterback to now about to get $30 million. That wasn't Goody who did that. That was Matt LaFleur who did that.
And that was Malik that did that.
Yeah, Malik did it with good coaching.
Yes, agreed. But, I think that overall you got good players. Now, the reason I'm bringing the whole structure and Brian Gutekunst's piece into this is when you say, are you mad that they didn't do anything with Bisaccia early on? I think it becomes difficult, particularly when you're talking about special teams, to blame the coach for consistent issues on special teams. I know that sounds somewhat wrong, right? And bullheaded, but most people have credited Bisaccia with being a very good coach, a very good leader of men. When you are an organization that prioritizes special teams, you don't just do it by hiring a good special teams coach and throwing money at it. You need to have good special teams players. You need to prioritize it at every level of your organization to the point where this is part of your culture and part of who you are. You need to take it seriously in terms of the players that you bring in and not treat it like an afterthought and just throw in a wide receiver like Matthew Golden, who's never returned a punt before, and said, you're a punt returner. Right? Aqib Talib, one of the great cornerbacks of the 2010s, right? He tells the story about when he went to New England for the first time. He went in there, and he was coming off his suspension. He comes in, and he meets with Belichick. And the first time he met with Belichick sat him down, and he said, look, I want you to cover we're going to want you to cover the other team's best wide receiver. He goes, but the other thing that I'm going to need from you is I'm going to need you to play on the punt return unit because I saw what you did against Matthew Slater, who's one of the greatest gunners in the history of the game. I saw what you did there. I saw what you did when you played us. I need you to do that for us. And he worked on that special teams unit.
Big special teams guy.
Because that was a priority for that organization.
Yeah.
And for these organizations where it's not, and I'm not going to pick on the Packers right now, look at how it burned the Rams. The Rams got destroyed by special teams. They had one of the worst special teams in the entire NFL this year, and it crept up on them repeatedly, and it ultimately cost them a chance to go and win a Super Bowl.
They fired their coach regular season to try to get that right. But you're absolutely right. And I know we got to get to Jason Wilde, but you should Google, and this is no shot at Bo Melton. He seems like a great dude, and he's good at special teams, but Google how many tackles he had. Because remember, that's our special teams ace. Just go ahead, Google, Greg, how many tackles Bo Melton had in the 2025-2026 NFL season. And you talked about Matthew Slater. Now compare that to what you saw for Bo Melton, total tackles he had.
Total tackles for Bo Melton this season was 4.
Okay, so I'm just saying he's supposed to be our special teams ace. I mean, I know he can get down to down a punt, but I'm just saying. I mean, 4 tackles.
4 tackles.
4 special teams tackles for our special teams ace.
Well, and look, you saw with both teams in the Super Bowl. Patriots had really good special teams. The Seahawks had phenomenal special teams. I don't know what that white boy name is
with the gold locks or whatever. They're not gold.
Schooler?
Schooler can get downfield to school and make some tackles. Yeah. I saw him nonstop in the playoffs.
And the Seahawks won a game, right? They basically said 49ers, you don't even have a chance because Rashid Shaheed put it away right away. We will continue to talk NFL. We'll do it with the best when it comes to the Green Bay Packers. We'll do it with Jason Wilde. That's next here, Sunday Karma across ESPN Wisconsin.
You're listening to Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you. Gradual breakers. You keep your eyes on the road, so you've seen it all. As long as it all happened directly in front of you, like a Swedish masseuse. Your foot knows exactly the right amount of pressure to apply to the brake. That's why your passengers feel totally relaxed with you behind the wheel and occasionally super sleepy. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Screaming Sicilian, more is amore. Screaming Sicilian, more is amore. Amore, pepperoni, amore, mozzarella, amore. Screaming Sicilian, screaming Sicilian.
Screaming Sicilian frozen pizza. More toppings, more flavor. More is amore.
Yeah! It's ESPN Wisconsin's Alex Stroh for my friends at Robert Hack Diamonds. Listen, when it came to buying an engagement ring for my now fiance, I had no idea what I was doing, which is why I went to the team at Robert Hack. I heard her say words like radiant cut and solitaire, but to be real honest, I didn't really know what that meant. So I wrote it down, I brought it to the team at Robert Hack Diamonds in Greenfield, and they knocked it out of the park. It's true, if you've never been through this process before, the team at Robert Hack are absolute experts. 3 locations in the Milwaukee area, 1 in Greenfield, Brookfield South, and Brookfield North. If you're looking to take the next step like I did, and your girlfriend maybe is posting things on her Pinterest page or is showing you pictures, bring it into Robert Hack. They'll do their best to duplicate a dream ring for her, just like they did for my fiance. Moral of the story, story. If you were like me and you want to start, you just don't really know where, the answer's clear. Visit one of the 3 Robert Hack locations in the Milwaukee area. Just like me, at the end, you'll say, "Hack yeah," with Robert Hack Diamonds. And RobertHackDiamonds.com. That's RobertHackDiamonds.com.
You've already put in the work. Now there's a way to make it count towards your degree. At Lakeland University, your work and life experience can earn you college credit, helping you finish faster, saving time and money. With flexible evening and online classes, plus multiple start dates, Lakeland fits your life. Study 100% online at one of our 6 locations across Wisconsin or on our residential campus in Sheboygan County. Customize your degree to fit your life, your goals, your future, without missing the moments that matter, at work or at home. Your experience matters here. Lakeland University. Experience it your way.
Experience hot gaming action and a relaxing spa day. Your perfect winter getaway at the island. Book a stay and float package to get both a standard room and a rejuvenating 60-minute float pod therapy session for less than $100. Complement your stay with an elevated dining experience at Horizon Steakhouse and fun on the gaming floor where big wins wait for you. The Island Resort and Casino's stay and float package runs through February. Call 800-682-6040 to book yours today. Certain days and restrictions apply.
Homer here from ESPN Milwaukee. What makes living at 3 Pillars so special? Let's hear from my friend Dave.
The campus is beautiful. For me, nature is my church, and I love being outside. We live by the Bark River, and it's calming. It just calms my soul. I just love it. A lot of the people, I'm talking about 100-year-old people, 90 years old, say they credit 3 Pillars with living longer.
Station updates, show clips, and your place to interact with us every single day just by scrolling through your feed. Follow along on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at ESPN Milwaukee. More Sunday Karma coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Welcome back into Sunday Karma across ESPN Wisconsin. No Craig Carbison, no Alex Strofe. Greg Scalzo, Kyle Wallace here with you. Got Team USA 2-1 victory over Canada in overtime. Men's hockey takes home the gold for the first time since 1980. Jack Hughes with the winning goal. 3-on-3 overtime. 2 overtime gold medal winning goals by Team USA. The women's hockey team winning gold on Thursday. Men's this morning early in Milan. We're excited to be joined by Jason Wilde. You hear him every day of the week, 9 to noon across ESPN Wisconsin on Wilde and Tausch. And I feel like peppered out on pretty much every show thereafter, prior. He joins us every Sunday on Sunday Karma. Jason Wilde, thanks for joining us. Did you watch the hockey game?
I did not. I was at a JV indoor soccer game. And as we left the facility, overtime was just starting, and then I got the alert that they won it in overtime. I saw the goal once I got home, but it's weird because I kind of went into this with the attitude of, well, it's NHL players and it's just not the same. And it kind of caught me by surprise how happy and excited I was, especially with the Johnny Gaudreau angle added to it. It was really cool, and I'm really happy for those guys.
Well, and I think the fear, right, was always that the professionals weren't going to value it or care as much as the amateurs. And it doesn't seem like that at all.
No, definitely not. And look, I was 8 years old for the Miracle on Ice, and I remember watching. It's the first sporting event that I vividly remember watching on television. And then the next one that I remember clearly is the Brewers in the World Series in '82. And then the one after that is getting to stay up for Monday Night Football when the Packers played the Redskins on Monday Night Football. And it was like the highest scoring Monday Night Football game ever at the time. Those are the kinds of things that every kid, no matter how old you are now, has these different mileposts in their sports fandom or their love of sports. And those are my 3, but the Miracle on Ice is obviously the first one. And for me anyway, that was exactly my thought, Greg, was, well, this isn't the same, right? Amateurs versus NHL guys that play against each other all the time. Some of them are teammates going against each other between the U.S. and Canada, and it really was. It turned out to be much more compelling than I expected.
Yeah, those are the games early on when you're a kid, right? And what's crazy to think about right now is there's some 25-year-old out there who remembers that Aaron Rodgers Super Bowl the same way you remember the 1980 Miracle on Ice. And, they were seven.
His name is Alex Strofe.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, you're probably right. Now, Strofe doesn't work anymore, so he's not here right now. He's on his 10th day of vacation. Congratulations to him for the engagement. But that is, I think, starting to wear on Packers Nation a little bit. And it seems like more than, at least when I was on the air regularly, Jason, when there was always one complaint, and it was, how come we can't surround Rodgers with more talent? It seems like more and more every single thing that happens around the Packers, you have this split fan base between, no, we're still a championship team, and this is a completely incompetent franchise that doesn't know what it's doing. And the latest of that was Rich Bisaccia stepping down as special teams, which only exacerbated the fact that he was held on to the staff by Matt LaFleur. What I had just got done saying was that I have a hard time blaming a singular special teams coach for bad special teams, because I think it's such an organizational commitment. If you want to be good at special teams, then you really need to build around that. But what insight have we gained over the last 5 days since this happened, as far as, how much of this was Rich, how much of this was the performance of the special teams unit, how much of this was a mutual parting of ways that they liked him enough where he got to ultimately dictate what this looked and sounded like?
Yeah, none. We have none. Brian Gutekunst is going to talk on Tuesday at the NFL Scouting Combine. But I've reached out to multiple people, including Rich, frankly, because I want to understand more clearly why the timeline played out the way it did. As people who listen to Wilde and Tausch might have heard me say, 38 days between the final game of the season and this change with the special teams coordinator, which leads me to believe that this was, I know there's a portion of the fan base that's like, hey, finally, LaFleur grew a pair and got rid of Bisaccia, right? But I just don't see that as that would make no sense.
Yeah.
Like, if you were going to push him out, you would have done so way sooner than this, so you would have a lot more options in terms of who you might hire to replace him. So, again, I don't know that for certain. I look forward to, my God, so far in the offseason of staff changes, the only thing that's actually been officially announced is Jonathan Gannon as the new defensive coordinator. That's it. That is literally all they have announced. And then Rich Bisaccia announcing he's stepping down. That's it. So, Matt LaFleur has not spoken since the day after the season in his end-of-season news conference. And there's a lot of questions we have. And to your point about, the inept franchise versus Super Bowl contender, I was sitting down to work on a story here in a little bit about just kind of looking ahead to the offseason, the scouting combine starting this week. Really that is kind of the unofficial kickoff to the new season. And this is a really big offseason for a team that, obviously made a very bold move to go get Micah Parsons, a team that has got a $55 million a year quarterback that obviously the expectations are that he is a championship-level quarterback, and some really, really good players, but also a bunch of off-season decisions to make and a bunch of free agents that we don't know what their futures hold. So most of whom I think won't be back. So it is an enormous off-season. Yeah, don't you think most of those free agents are not going to be back?
Well, what does that say about Goody's drafting ability if he's not re-signing his own guys to come back?
I think it says that he believes in, and Kyle, I know we've talked about this before, this 1.6 draft picks per class that gets second contracts. I think it says more about Goody's philosophy than anything. Right now, the 2022 draft class has one guy that's gotten a long-term extension in Zach Tom, who has pretty much dealt with injuries the last 2 years. They have two guys that received 1 year, right, in Christian Watson, who signed it while he was still injured, and Devontae Wyatt, who got the fifth-year option on his contract. And I don't know who among these free agents are you expecting to be back? I don't expect Quay Walker to be back. I don't expect Rasheed Walker to be back. I don't expect Sean Ryan to be back. I definitely don't expect, and I know he's not a draft pick, but Malik Willis to be back. And I don't even know if Kingsley Enagbare is going to be back. He might find a better offer from an outside team. So my point, old school me that covered Wolf and covered Ted Thompson views it as, you got to re-sign your guys. If you drafted guys that played as much as these guys all did, you would expect them to be part of your future. And that's just not the philosophy nowadays at 1265 Lombardi Avenue. So if one of those guys gets re-signed, I'll be pleasantly surprised, I suppose.
I guess, Jason, for me, it's that typically when you move on from guys, you know who the heir apparent or who the replacement is. And a lot of guys that you listed, I don't know who is going to be the heir apparent to start right away, or I have confidence in that they're going to be ready to go. So like a Kingsley Enagbare, who played a great role of being a role player, who had more pop plays, as you asked me, than Rashawn Gary, he's gone. Sean Ryan, who did a great job of moving from guard to center, he's going to be gone. On top of that, Elton Jenkins is probably going to be gone. And so I just, when I look at it, it's typically we know what the succession plan is. I don't really see that plan. Even at inside linebackers, Tyron Hopper, the guy that we're going to move on to.
Yeah, these are all great points, and that's why it's such an important offseason, right? Because these are all guys that have played a ton of snaps. They were for the third straight year, they were the youngest team in the league. But as Goody was the first to say, they might have been young, but they weren't inexperienced. And again, this philosophy is going to be put to the test because in the olden days, which is what they've become now, including that Super Bowl team, frankly, guys got re-signed. The guy that I use as kind of the example of when I really knew that this new philosophy was for real was because Goody said this before the 2024 draft, the line about 1.6 draft picks per class being re-signed to second contracts. It was John Runyon, who under normal circumstances in the previous administrations, that's a guy that gets an extension before his contract's even over. It's below what the free agent market would bear, but he's a core guy that you feel good about, that you feel is a very good, competent starter. Not a Pro Bowler, not an All-Pro, but the kind of guys you need on your team. And Goody never even made an offer to him, and he got 3 years, $30 million from the Giants. Now, I don't know how well he played for the Giants. I did not closely monitor the New York Giants offensive line play. But that, I think, is indicative of the philosophy, and I think it'll continue this offseason. Josh Myers, who certainly was no great, center, right? I mean, Creed Humphrey was drafted. The pick after him came an All-Pro for Kansas City. But, again, that's a guy that got a one-year, $2 million deal from the Jets. Under other circumstances, that's the kind of guy the Packers bring back on that similar contract. Goody didn't do that. Instead, he decided to give Aaron Banks a ton of money, move Elton Jenkins. And, Elton Jenkins was on board with that move. Let's not, do revisionist history here. But he didn't play well. And then he got hurt. And now he's going to almost certainly be released. So it's just such a pivotal offseason for a team that on the one hand, I think has the third best odds for most of these sports books to be the NFC's representative in Super Bowl 61, and at the same time has a lot of pretty big question marks that they're also dealing with.
So help me understand the philosophy a little bit more, Jason, because traditionally, right, we've talked about this Goody era Packers as being, depth focused, youth focused. It seems like we're heading into a season where there's questions along both lines, which whether you're looking at college football or the NFL, I think you're starting to see more and more of the importance and focus put back onto offensive line, defensive line. And you're really looking at a roster that is very top-heavy as far as, we need Tucker Kraft, Jordan Love, Micah Parsons to not only stay healthy, but to be their absolute maximum stars for us to have a chance. I'm probably forgetting a name in there. Like, so what exactly is the philosophy? Because 2 years ago, we all said, look, they don't want to be as dependent on a singular player like Davante Adams. They want to be able to spread it out more. They want to be able to have more impact at more positions. So what exactly is the philosophy that Goody's operating under?
Yeah, it's a great question. I would put Xavier McKinney and Josh Jacobs on that list, too, of those kind of top-heavy guys that need to, A, stay healthy, and B, perform. But, yeah, it really is. And that's why I think this philosophy is such a great litmus test this offseason. Because basically the idea is to backfill, to Kyle's point, with young draft picks. So then there's guys that are ready to rise up and take those roles. But who do they – like on the offensive line, right? The last time we saw Travis Glover, who was like a sixth-round pick a couple of years ago, he was forced to play in that Philly playoff game and just had his lunch taken from him, right? Then he suffers a season-ending shoulder injury in training camp. Right now, with Zach Tom having undergone patellar tendon surgery, if the season started today, that Travis Glover would probably have to be their starting right tackle. So my point is that this is a huge test of, all right, well, we're going to draft, develop, use guys up, and then move on from them, and not pay for guys that we can get roughly the same level of production and quality of play on a rookie contract instead of paying a second contract to guys that we don't think are worth it. I mean, that's the philosophy, whether you agree with it or not, and that will be on full display. I mean, again, Rasheed Walker's another example. He's not David Bakhtiari, okay? No one thinks he's that level of play. He's not Chad Clifton, but he's the kind of left tackle that, first of all, somebody else is going to pay, but secondly, that the Packers, 6 weeks into last season, in the old way of doing things, would have gotten a discount because, look, the signing an extension with the team you play for is about give and take. For a player, you're giving up the chance to make your maximum open market value by hitting free agency. But what you're taking is the security of a big signing bonus that gets you that payday. And you minimize the risk of, hey, like, that's why Zach Tom getting his deal was so huge, right? I mean, he gets that deal in training camp, and then he has a completely injury-plagued season. If you go back to, Nick Collins, it was huge for him to get his contract extension that he got because shortly thereafter, in 2011, he suffers that neck injury and his career is over. So a lot of players used to, Davante Adams and Corey Linsley did it at the end of the 17 season, I think it was, where they both signed extensions that were below market, but they got security and it took risk off the table. The Packers don't do that anymore. They don't, and maybe if there were more players like Zach Tom where they were, we really nailed this pick. This is a guy we definitely need to pay. They thought that's what the case was with Rashawn Gary. They were wrong. That's why they're going to almost certainly move on from him. But it is, maybe that is the philosophy now. You got to pay a couple of stars, and everybody else is largely replaceable. That's the vibe I get from Goody on his philosophy.
We'll keep talking Packers with Jason Weldy next on Sunday Karma.
This is Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. The Homer Hour with special guests every day from 5 to 6.
That's why I said the toughest part to me for the Packers is that the division is, I think, better than it's been.
The best 60 minutes of your day happens on the Homer Hour.
So the issue is, and I'm working on the T-shirt right now, this season is very simple.
This guy.
Got to win the damn division.
Weekday afternoons from 5 to 6 on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Ben Brust here, and let's cut the crap. I've been sold a lie with sportswear, too. You pay a fortune for big-name gear, a fancy logo, a slogan, and it still stinks. Iron Jock doesn't play that game. Silver ion technology is woven into every thread, killing 99.9% of odor-causing bacteria. And now, through February 22nd, our listeners can get 35% off all Iron Jock orders over $50 with the code ESPN35. Shop now at ironjock.com. That's ironjoc.com.
Calling all seafood lovers, the Lobster Salad Sub is officially back at Cousin Subs. Fresh lobster mixed with our creamy signature mayo, topped with tomato and onion, served over crisp lettuce, and finished with a sprinkle of Old Bay. All on our fresh-baked Italian bread. It's a crave-worthy classic you can enjoy in store, online, or on the app, but only through April 5th. So catch it while you can. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
Start your Milwaukee weight loss program now to lose weight fast. Many lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. Call for your free consultation. 262-235-3980. 262-235-3980 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Results may vary.
Imagine working with a contractor that quits halfway through a project or never calls you back when you have questions. Or worse, takes your money and you never see them again. Unfortunately, we hear about them all the time. Hi, this is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, and Siding Unlimited is absolutely not that company. Siding Unlimited has been doing business for 32 years, proving to be an honest, ethical, and forthright company. If you're looking for the honest guys for your next siding, windows, roofing, and doors project, stop by sidingunlimited.com today.
Mark Tauscher here, and you know I love a smart play from the pocket. That's why I joined UW Credit Union. With their mobile banking app, I can make smart plays from anywhere. And with rewards checking perks like early payday, I score my money sooner. Stop by any of their local branches or visit uwcu.org to join and make the smart play by becoming a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA, best-selling author, and founder of the Neal Group. Well, you made it. 2025 is in the books. Or is it? Are your books ready for 2026? Have you been able to plan for 2026 growth? Stop running your business on a wing and a prayer. Or if you feel like you are running your business on a wing and a prayer, let us help you make sense of your numbers and get your business in financial shape to move forward in 2026. Don't be stuck in the past trying to clean up your books. Get a head start on making 2026 your best year yet. Make the new tax laws work for you to put more money in your pocket. Call us now to see what your business can do. The first meeting is free. Call 414-325-2040 now. You earned it. We help you keep it. That's 414-325-2040 or visit us at nealgroup.net. That's NEAL Group.net.
Truck crash? Call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Give me your biggest takeaway. One.
Oh, number one?
Yes.
With the bullet, it's not even close. Micah Parsons is the guy we thought he is.
On 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. You're listening to Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Sunday Karma across ESPN Wisconsin. No Craig Carbison, no Alex Strofe, Greg Scalzo, Kyle Wallace, joined as we are every Sunday by Jason Wilde, talking Packers, talking about Brian Gutekunst and his philosophy of backfilling the departing Packers in free agency with the draft, getting those young players to step up. And, Jason, I think it's it's an interesting time to look at this, right? We've got the Bucks right now who are playing at 2:30 today against the Raptors. They're trying to figure out how to complement their star with younger players. How do we put the right recipe together? The Brewers started spring training, and I think there's so much confidence in Matt Arnold and the Brewers' ability to ultimately backfill anybody who leaves with that next generation of players. The Packers are sort of at this interesting place where that's what they're trying to do, but NFL.com, right? And I think it's always way too early after 1 year to rank draft classes, but they rank the Packers as the 32nd draft class in the 2025 draft. And the Packers don't have a first-round pick this year because they traded it for Micah Parsons. And so for Packers fans, outside of Micah Parsons and Tucker Kraft coming back healthy, like what should they be hopeful with as far as them being able to find those next young players to backfill and continue to have this Packers team in a position to win?
Yeah, I think there's reason to be nervous if you're a Packers fan. I'm not saying that they won't figure it out, but again, when like we were talking about earlier with your philosophy of how you're building your roster, it puts incredible pressure on you getting your draft picks right. And, I saw that NFL.com thing too about the draft class, and, you don't draft your draft class every year to have to play right away. And this year, obviously, a lot of those guys did not have an impact. But at the same time, the philosophy that Goody has also talked about, and this goes back to 2023 when they hit the reset button after they moved on from Rodgers, was he wanted all those young guys to play right away. And he talked about it extensively, about going through the growing pains, and then you come out on the other side during the second half of the season with them having gotten a bunch of experience and playing at a higher level. And it worked. Like, for as much as I'm, spent the last 15 minutes criticizing it or questioning it, in 2023, it worked, right? Their first-year starting quarterback, who's obviously in his fourth year in the NFL, played great in the second half. You saw, Watson, who had played some but had dealt with injuries in 2022, and Dobbs, who had played some but, was again a inconsistent rookie player with Rodgers as his quarterback. Those guys elevated their games. You saw Tucker Kraft explode in the second half of the 2023 season, and what did they do? They go down to Dallas, whip the Cowboys, and then, have the 49ers on the ropes in the divisional round. The problem is the last 2 years, it feels like they haven't made any, more leaps forward. And so, again, I just think this is going to be a fascinating offseason. I have a hard time picturing them moving on from Josh Jacobs, for example, but they have to figure out his contract structure because his cap number is onerous. We talked about Aaron Banks earlier. I mean, Aaron Banks has a $24 million cap number. I mean, he did not play at a level that you want to have him on your roster at that number.
No.
Again, Rashawn Gary was, the reason, and I always talk about this, but I think it's important to emphasize, the reason why you have to make these other moves in free agency or the trade for Micah Parsons is because you missed on draft picks. Now, in the Gary case, I understand he tore his ACL, and that factors in. And now Micah Parsons is coming back from that. Now Tucker Kraft is. But, not only did he not play at a dominant level before his injury as the 12th overall pick, but then you sign him to a lucrative extension, and he does not elevate his game. It's important to remember that Micah Parsons and Rashawn Gary were both the 12th overall pick of the draft. Gary in 19, Parsons in 21. You get it right like Micah Parsons, you don't have to trade for a Micah Parsons. But they did. You look at what they've done on their offensive line. Signing Aaron Banks is the direct result of Josh Myers not being a good enough center that you wanted to extend him, right? Signing Xavier McKinney is the direct result of drafting Darnell Savage in the first round in 2019 and him not being a guy that you want to keep. Signing Josh Jacobs is the direct result of A.J. Dillon not being good enough to take over for Aaron Jones after being a second-round pick in 2020. So, again, you put pressure on yourself as a GM, and Goody knows this. He's admitted it, that you your margin for error in the draft, if this is going to be your philosophy, is not very large. And now you've traded away 2 first-round picks, which I have no problem with them doing. I think it's turned out to be a very smart move, but it was an expensive one. It'll be interesting to see how this offseason unfolds, because there's a lot of decisions on guys that are on the roster that you have to decide whether you want to keep them there, how you're going to fill in holes that you already have, and then how you're going to fill additional holes that are going to be created by the guys you let walk in free agency.
And it is interesting, even looking at this draft, right, this past year, it looks like they were drafting to position themselves so when Romeo Doubs leaves or these other wide receivers leave, right, you have 2 wide receivers in the first 3 rounds. They're drafting to prepare for the future, which fits the Goody philosophy. Does that change with the trade for Micah Parsons, with Jordan at the level in his prime right now that he's entering, where, like, you start looking at these windows, and if they are looking to replace some of the players departing now, do they change that philosophy and saying, you know what, like, we do actually need to draft for need more than current need more than future need? Because ultimately, like, you could take the Eagles approach, which is we're just going to continue to push the dead cap money down the road, and at some point we're going to have hundreds of millions of dead cap money, and we're going to have to eat it and have a reset year. Yep. That doesn't seem to be who Russ Ball and the Packers are or ever want to be. So, like, it feels like they're playing in this window world, and their windows seems to me to be the next 2 to 3 years. But that means you might need to start shifting your draft philosophy where you're not drafting guys this year that are going to hit in 3 years, because that might be towards the end of your window.
Yeah, and Goody will tell you that he doesn't believe in windows, just like he will tell you that there's no line of demarcation at age 30, that they don't want players that old on their roster, even though only their kicker and their long snapper were 30 years old on the team this year. But you're right, and I'm curious to see. I think 26, 27, 28 is the 3-year window, whether Goody wants to admit it or not, right? You've got your quarterback having gotten the going rate for starting quarterbacks, and you're looking at other teams that have done it differently now, right? The Seahawks just won a Super Bowl with a guy making $33 million a year instead of $55. That $22 million makes a difference, right, in terms of how you can allocate resources. It's going to be fascinating to see if they can maximize this window, which Goody will say doesn't exist, and how they go about doing it, because they're not flush with cap space. They've got a bunch of free agents, and they don't have first-round picks this year or next year. So, I have to admit, I will forever wonder what happens in 2025 if Kraft and Parsons don't get hurt. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying they would have won the Super Bowl. I'm not certain of that. I think they're in the NFC Championship game. And I really do believe that, they made that move thinking this year, next year for sure, we're going to be like championship opportunities. And now, Kraft should be ready by the start of the season, but Parsons won't be. And what will he look like when he does return? And how are they going to, their offensive line is going to be completely overhauled. And that can work out great, and those guys can elevate their games. And Anthony Belton can be really good as a second-year starter at right guard, and Jordan Morgan can live up to his first-round draft status. But what if it goes the other way? Like we saw in the third quarter of that playoff game against the Bears, after they had cooked in the first half, what happened, right? They couldn't protect Love. The Bears and obviously Dennis Allen sent a bunch of pressures. They worked. They didn't know how to handle it. They gained 19 total yards in those first 4 possessions. And everybody wants to talk about how the defense gave up, 25 points in the fourth quarter and lost. But they had their chance to put the game away, and their offense couldn't do anything right. They got 1 first down in those 4 series. So now you're going to have a retooled offensive line, and if it can't block better for its running back, who played hurt all year, and can't block and protect better for its quarterback, doesn't matter how many great wide receivers and tight ends you've got at his disposal if you're not able to get it done up front. And this goes back to your original point when we first started talking about their offensive line and their defensive line appear to be, along with corner, their biggest needs on this team. And that is not a great place to be with the new league year dawning in about a week and a half.
It'll be interesting to take a look at the combine. Packers without a first-round pick. Jason, awesome stuff. Appreciate the time this morning.
All right, guys, have a great day. Take care. Be good.
You as well. Jason Wilde, and Tausch, every day, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to noon across ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN Wisconsin app, on YouTube. And, of course, you could hear him across every single one of our shows on ESPN Wisconsin, including the weekly Wildy that he does when Alex Strouf chooses to actually work. 800-990-3776, 800-990-3776. We'll open up the Carbless Talk and text line once again. But first, I got to tell you about our friends at Gruber Law Offices. They've been serving the people of Wisconsin for more than 35 years. They are Wisconsin's premier injury firm. You never want to have to call them, but when you need to call somebody, you know that you can trust Gruber Law Offices. Obviously, they are a fixture here in the community. You know exactly where he sits during Bucks games. You see him during Brewers games. You see the whole family out at all the festivals and everything. That is because they are for Milwaukee. They are for Wisconsin. They are for the community here across the state. They want to help you when you need help. They're a family firm. They're a winning team. That's who they are. That's what they do, supporting so many aspects of our life here across the state of Wisconsin. They are Wisconsin's own. They are Gruber Law Offices. One call. That's all. We'll come back. We'll continue to talk Packers and hit on everything else going on in the sports world in Wisconsin. We want to hear from you. 800-990-ESPN, 800-990-3776. It is Sunday Karma.
More Sunday Karma coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Looking up at the Marquette banners, brought to you by Saganiac Planning. Number 24, retired, honoring George Thompson. Too bad he didn't wear 40. He was Marquette's all-time leading scorer for 40 years, and he played only 3 seasons. Al McGuire said it best. Everything at Marquette changed after George Thompson, a high school superstar in the New York City area, came here. And years later, Shaka Smart added, for those that weren't around in 1969, George Thompson, the original Dwayne Wade. Your business is unique, and your health plan should be too. At United Healthcare, our group health plans are built for you and your employees. Whether you're running a small startup or managing a large enterprise, we offer solutions designed to fit your needs, your goals, and your budget. Explore your options today at uhc.com/Wisconsin. Insurance coverage provided by or through United Healthcare Insurance Company or its affiliates. Administrative services provided by United Healthcare Services, Inc. or their affiliates. Health plan coverage provided by or through United Healthcare of Wisconsin, Inc.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
If you're only good to your new friends, you're not going to have any old ones. Straight Talk gets it. That's why new and existing customers get free 5G phones on Verizon's 5G network. Pretty simple, really. You keep good people by being good people.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
Rain-X wipers are the #1 wiper blades in America. That means all kinds of drivers choose Rain-X. Big drivers in small cars choose Rain-X. Small drivers in big cars choose Rain-X. Drivers with long hair and short commutes choose Rain-X. Drivers with short hair and long commutes choose Rain-X. Drivers with pets on board, babies on board, and bored babies on board choose Rain-X. Basically, drivers who love a clear view of the road all choose Rain-X wipers, the #1 wiper blades in America.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune in to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman every day from 2 to 5. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Angela Ciencia.
This is Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Huge thank you to Jason Wilde for joining us here on Sunday Karma across ESPN Wisconsin. Great stuff there around the Packers. 800-990-3776. If you want to be a part of the show, you can call, you can text it. Not texted check the text line. Stevie chimes in. Says, happy Sunday, fellas. Happy Sunday to you. Great Sunday, you Team USA. In case you have not heard yet, you're just rolling out of bed at 11 after a big Saturday night that peaked into Sunday morning. The men's hockey team are gold medal champions for Team USA for the first time since 1980. 2-1 victory over the Canadians in overtime. Jack Hughes with the winning goal there in 3-on-3 overtime hockey. So happy Sunday indeed. Stevie chimes in, happy Sunday, fellas. I'm going to go controversial here. I think we got to get rid of Josh Jacobs and draft some young stud.
Yeah, that's not a championship move, because what if you draft some young stud that you think that was a stud, and then all of a sudden he turns into the guy that we drafted in the second round before with A.J. Dillon, and he doesn't turn out to work? Then what are you going to do?
Yeah, I don't think Josh Jacobs is part of the problem.
No, Josh Jacobs had to deal with the offensive line being awful. He was playing through injury, and he almost got 1,000 yards. I don't think people understand how putrid the offensive line was last year. It was bad. It was horribly inconsistent, where I'm telling y'all, if you rewatch 2 games, rewatch the second half of the Broncos game where the Packers got down and Jordan Love couldn't do anything, and then rewatch the third quarter of the Bears versus Packers game in the playoffs, and you see that they just sent pressure and the Packers could not adjust. And I wonder, having a guy who's not a center, being center, not being able to identify what they need to pick up, hey, let's pick up the blitz this way, the rush this way. Like, it is important to have a brainiac at the center position. But this year, the Packers mailed it in and decided they're going to go with Elton Jenkins at center, which Elton Jenkins could barely snap the ball without looking between his legs before Jordan Love called hike, and then you just slid Sean Ryan in there. How you real about winning a championship without having a real center on the roster? That's a joke. That's a complete joke. And you being a Patriots guy, would Bill Belichick ever not have some smart type center? We move some guard to center. Sean Ryan, a guy that I believe has some issues early on in his career, either with keeping his weight down or not learning the plays or something like that. That's the guy we're moving to center. He did an okay job, but that's not the guy you want.
I mean, I think you could look up and down the offensive line and point to different problems, right?
Jordan Morgan not being able to crack the starting lineup?
You know, it's an issue, and it's something that has seemed to have gone deprioritized by Goody and this Packers front office in a shocking manner, because during the Ted Thompson era, that offensive line was always amazing, right? And when you look up and down the league at the top teams, you can see their priority in terms of team building alongside the lines. You saw it with the Seahawks winning the championship, right, this year. You saw the fact that the Patriots, who tried to invest in the offensive line this year, but they're a couple years away because their offensive line stunk.
That's
right?
a great example for those folks who think you're just going to get some young stud. The Patriots literally drafted a guy that was in top 6 at offensive line.
Yeah, they drafted him 4 overall, and they drafted another guy in the third round. And then, you know, you have both of them that team is still hoping they develop into those players, but it's very difficult, right, to get a guy who just steps in and is amazing right away, right? For Detroit, Sewell wasn't amazing his first year. People are like, is he as good as everybody thought that he was? Not his rookie year, but he's turned into the top right tackle in all of football. You know, you even see for the Chargers, they've invested in the offensive line. They've got 2 tackles that are great. They both got injured this year.
Yeah, they did. They did.
Yes, and so we love talking about the Chargers offensive line here on Sunday Karma.
For some reason,
we always go back to it. But I do think that for the Packers, right, you just in two of your top 3 picks this year were wide receivers. You continue to invest at that position, which is a position that Ted Thompson and the Packers rarely invested in earlier, and you continue to go back to the well on that playmaker position. They have not necessarily done so on the lines, but it's interesting to me that the running back is going to get blamed for that. You don't go and you replace the running back in that spot. I do wonder, though, Kyle, here's my proposal for the offense in terms of what they need to be doing. At some point, don't run the offense through the run game. You got Jordan Love.
Oh, wow.
Take the shackles off, man. Like, he can throw the ball down the field. If you've invested in your wide receivers the way that you have, and maybe it's because they don't trust the offensive line enough to hold up, but Jordan Love is still young enough where he can move around a little bit. Like, see if you could catch him in one of these Mahomes years. If you think he's that guy, like, see if you can catch him and just start winning because your quarterback is better than the other quarterback. That's a winning philosophy, too. And see if the rest of the team can ultimately build around him. Like, I just think that Jordan Love, we haven't quite seen peak Jordan Love quite yet. Maybe I'm overrating him, but when you've got Matt LaFleur as a play caller, when you got somebody as talented as Jordan Love, who, for one reason or another, seems like You've seen him put it all together for a short period of time, and you've seen what it could look like, but he hasn't put it together for an entire regular season into playoffs quite yet. Have they let him, right? Have they empowered him to put it together and just said, no, you're the man. We want you to go out and be Josh Allen. We want you to go out and be Patrick Mahomes. We want you to go out and be Joe Burrow. We want you to go out and be, ignore all the playoffs, but Justin Herbert, where it's like, no. We're not going to win or lose because Josh Jacobs didn't have a good enough running game, or we took the foot off the gas in the second half. We're going to win and lose because we think you're that guy, and see if he's that guy.
I mean, I'm right there with you, because what I saw in a playoff game, again, you can only do something when your offensive line isn't good. You can't work miracles. Like you can't play a football game where you're getting constant pressure and think all of a sudden you're going to be able to shine. So for me, I'm right there with you, Greg. I think when you look at what happened in that playoff game, Jordan Love played spectacular. 4 touchdown passes, threw for 323 yards, and he also was driving you downfield. And I think Jaden Reed dropped a huge pass on that drive as well. And you got to remember, if your field goal kicker doesn't miss some of these field goals, if he doesn't miss one, just one extra field goal is a different game. If he makes that extra point, instead of having to drive down for a touchdown, Jordan Love got you in field goal range within 4 plays, right? So I'm right there with you. I do believe that it may be time to utilize that $55 million quarterback, and he's proven to you throughout last season with how many comebacks that he had in the fourth quarter, or how many times he drove you downfield to take the lead or tie the game up in the fourth quarter. What he did against the Dallas Cowboys in the game where you needed your team to be able to get down there, he got you in the field goal range. I don't think your head coach actually took real shots to try to score a touchdown. I know they had some plays that they took some shots in the end zone at the end, and the clock almost ran out. But I do believe it's time to allow for Jordan Love to be let loose and Jordan Love to win or lose your game.
And I'm not saying he's prime Patrick Mahomes, right? Because that's one of the greatest quarterbacks who's ever played the history of the game. But when you remember what they did to develop Mahomes into the guy that he was, it would be 4th and 6, and like he would go out there, and everybody watching on television would be like, "Oh yeah, he's gonna get this first down." Like he's gonna seal the. Yeah. Andy Reid would just roll him out and be like, "Yeah, we're just gonna seal the game right here. I don't care that it's 4th and 6, because on 3rd and 6, guess what he did? He tried to take a shot 24 yards deep because he knew he was gonna have an opportunity on 4th down." It just doesn't seem like the Packers are quite there yet with Jordan Love, and I would rather see them lose by trying to win than lose by trying not to lose, and it feels to me like that's where they get stuck at times. Speaking of winners, Ric Flair coming to Milwaukee as part of Thanalysis Live, March 27th at the Riverside Theater. If you've never been to a Thanalysis Live before, you got to go, right? This is going to be the 4th Analysis Live we've done. We've done 2 here in Milwaukee. We did 1 in Athens, Greece, with all the brothers there. Thanasis is a showman in himself. This is not just like a live podcast where you're going to see a few people sitting on stage. This is a full-on production. This is a full-on show. It is amazing. And this year, Ric Flair is coming to Milwaukee, the WWE Hall of Famer, the global icon, the nature boy. This isn't a 5-minute interview. It is a full live show. High energy, unfiltered storytelling, behind-the-scenes moments you've never heard. And if you know Thanasis, you're going to get that energy. You're going to get the laughs. You're going to get the surprises. There are going to be plenty of surprises there, surprise guests. And, of course, Ric Flair, who knows what's going to happen with him. Tickets are limited. Don't wait. Lock yours in now. TALiveshow.com at the Riverside Theater. It is going to be amazing. Thanalysis Live, March 27th at the Riverside, presented by Gruber Law Offices and Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Check it out and get your tickets today for Thanalysis Live. So excited for that one, Kyle. We'll continue to talk Packers. We got some good texts coming in on the text line. Give us a call as well, 800-990-3776 on the Carbless Talking text line. What you got? You can check us out on YouTube. See, Kyle, I'm an old head right now. I'm not. I go right back to my old talk track.
Yeah,
we didn't have the YouTube going.
We got to drive. We got to drive the YouTube as you know, as the VP. YouTube,
I know it's important. It's important.
That revenue done freed up some dollars, has it not? It's a little extra spending money.
Check us out on
Ric Flair.
Check us out on YouTube, ESPN Milwaukee, ESPN Madison YouTube. I'll check out the comments there as well. It is Sunday Karma across ESPN Wisconsin.
You're listening to Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. All the antics.
We had the same situation when I played with Holmgren.
You okay?
I almost broke my chair.
Yeah, you almost fell out of your chair there.
All the action.
Micah Parsons is healthy, and if Tucker Kraft is healthy, the Packers are in that Super Bowl. I think that they would have run through the NFC. I think they beat Seattle.
I think that they are the NFC representative in that game.
The best of both worlds lives right here. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Tired of waking up exhausted? That dad bod weighing you down? Let's get you back to the old you. If your energy, focus, and drive aren't what they used to be, your hormones could be out of balance. At Mentality, we'll dig into what's really going on. Then build a personalized, science-backed plan using hormone therapy and peptide treatments to get your brain and your body back on track. So stop telling yourself you're just getting older. Book your appointment now at lowtusa.com. Right now, all new patient labs are covered in your treatment plan. That's a savings of $250. Go to lowtusa.com.
Ben Brust here, and let's cut the crap. I've been sold a lie with sportswear too. You pay a fortune for big name gear, a fancy logo, a slogan, and it still stinks. Iron Jock doesn't play that game. Silver ion technology is woven into every thread, killing 99.9% of odor-causing bacteria. And now, through February 22nd, our listeners can get 35% off all Iron Jock orders over $50 with the code ESPN35. Shop now at ironjock.com. That's ironjoc.com.
People say buying a home in winter is tough.
But fewer buyers means less competition, and motivated sellers can mean better opportunities.
This is Tony Wendorf with Tony Wendorf & Associates, powered by Keller Williams.
And I'm Lindsay Bendler. When the perfect home appears, our team at Tony Wendorf & Associates helps you move fast, even during the snow.
Start your home journey today with our white glove service by simply searching online Tony Wendorf.
A real estate team that always leads with faith and gratitude.
Tony Wendorf & Associates.
Big news from Carbless. A fan favorite, and one of my favorites, Blood Orange flavor is now its own dedicated 4-pack. Crafted with real spirits for a true cocktail taste. Blood Orange brings bold, citrus-forward flavor with a smooth, premium finish. 0 sugar, 0 carbs, only 100 calories, and gluten-free. Now it's even easier to stock up on the flavor everyone keeps asking for. Look for Carbless Blood Orange 4-pack at your local retailer now. Once you try it, you'll understand why Blood Orange has earned its own pack. Carbless, bold flavor in every sip. Find it near you at drinkcarbless.com.
Did you know Professional Construction Inc. has an in-house team of interior designers? We're excited to bring our expertise to you with our brand new virtual interior design program. Maybe you're not ready for a full construction project, but you are ready to refresh that outdated room. Our PCI design team creates stunning photorealistic renderings, a mood board, and a curated shopping list, all delivered to you in just days.
For all your construction and design needs,
visit professionalconstructioninc.com.
Homer here with a message about 3 Pillars Senior Living Communities, located on a serene setting along the Bark River on 300 gorgeous acres. 3 Pillars Senior Living Communities is a top-ranked full continuum community. Active adult, independent living, assisted living, memory care, skilled nursing, and rehab. 3 Pillars, the hands-down choice for you or your loved one. Been there. Know people who live there. They love it. You gotta go to Dousman and see it in person. Get all the info on 3 Pillars at 3pillars.org.
Wisconsin is still cattle country, and that's why Bunzel's chose to stay close to home to hand select the finest beef. Quality goes into everything they do, from Bunzel's expansive array of meats, homemade specialty sausages, and their award-winning beef jerky. It just isn't a proper holiday meal without Bunzel's top quality cuts on the dinner table. Tasting is believing. Visit Bunzel's at 90th and Burleigh or bunzels.com.
Whether it's breaking Packers news, breaking Bucks news, or breaking Brewers news, we are Milwaukee's place for the biggest sports stories right when they happen on 94.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Welcome back into Sunday Karma across ESPN Wisconsin. Greg Scalzo, Kyle Wallace here with you. No Craig Karmazin. Team USA takes home the gold. 2-1 win. Overtime goal. Jack Hughes, first gold medal for Team USA men's hockey since 1980. Women's and men's with overtime victories for the gold over Canada this week. That's a big one there. Also, no Alex Strofe as he is on day 10 of his vacation here. So he once again missing Sunday Karma. So just myself, Greg Scalzo, Kyle Wallace. We'll get back to Packers conversation here shortly. But first, we're excited to welcome into the Carbos Talk text line 800-990-3776. Austin Strofe. Wonder if there's any relation. Austin, welcome into Sunday Karma.
Yeah, some relation. I just spent a week and a half with Austin, so that'd be fair. Hey, I'm in a
Wait, is this Alex Strofe right now?
Yeah, good to be here after 10 days off.
It says Austin Strofe on the phone.
Yeah, that's my caller ID. We share a phone plan, you know?
Oh, man.
Finances and such.
How are you, really quick, Strofe, how are you going to be a married man on somebody else's cell phone plan? You might have to change that.
That's a great point by you. It's one of the many things I need to evaluate over the course of this. But, hey, so you bring up the gold medal thing, Greg, and I've heard you mention this a few times as I just got back to Milwaukee from a sabbatical in Florida. You don't sound excited enough for the first gold medal by the men's hockey team in your lifetime. You don't sound nearly excited enough.
Well, you missed the excitement. We're 90 minutes into the show. This thing happened an hour and a half ago. So, yeah, we were very excited. Now my responsibility is just to continue to update the audience in terms of what happened as I'm onboarding the show here. So if you want to call it a critique.
But that.
What?
You can talk about nothing but the gold medal. It's the first of your lifetime. Like, here's how I would have started the show.
You don't even watch hockey, Strofe. I don't have to pretend that I'm like this. Like, what are you doing right now? You're not even a hockey fan. You can't name more than 5 people on the Team USA roster. You don't even watch the damn game this morning, and you're sitting here acting like you are Mr. Team USA Hockey.
I am Mr. Team USA Hockey. I landed right when this car wash was picking up, by the way. I landed right when the goal was scored. I had it on my phone. I started chanting USA on an airplane, and then I started singing, "The flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away, because I'm proud to be." Are you going to join in on me or what?
No, Strofe is the fakest. Strofe is
he not the fakest, most performative guy?
He's the fakest. You said you can't name 5 players on the team, and he didn't proceed to name the 5 players on the team. Do you even know the goal scorer who scored it? Because I ain't going to lie, I didn't until watching the game.
So actually, this is the other thing I was calling you about. So Jack Hughes, who I believe plays for the Devils in the NHL.
That is correct.
He is rumored to be linked with the mega pop star Tate McRae, who is from Canada. She's a Canadian pop star, huge in the United States, though. Do you think she is happy for him or mad at him since she's Canadian?
Do you see this? Like, his knowledge of hockey, Kyle, is directly associated with him living on his cell phone and being on social media so that he could see Tate McRae, and this is Tate McRae's guy. Has no idea it's the first overall pick in 2019. Has no idea who Jack Hughes is. Has no idea about anything that has to do with the hockey. He just wants to bring the pop culture aspect. Of course she's happy for him, Strofe. If that's her man, that's her man. Like, Canada wins gold all the time in hockey, so they win a silver this time. Like, yeah, you care more about the people you're actually associated with than anything else. It's like being like, oh, if you grew up as a Packers fan, but Austin, your brother, played for the Bears and he won the Super Bowl, you'd still be happy for your brother to win the Super Bowl.
I don't know about that.
I mean, he'd be paying all your bills at that point, not just your cell phone bills.
That's
so
very true.
You'd be rooting for him then, that's for sure.
Good point.
Yeah.
That's a good joke. I'm glad you found this out today. The other thing, family vacation. I went with my whole family. So it was my brother, his 3 kids.
You spent
my
10
mom,
days for family vacation. That's unbelievable.
It was not 10. It was 7.
You took off Friday, right? You left the show early on Friday, so you missed your Friday responsibilities.
Did he enter
Friday,
his time
Saturday,
for that?
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You missed your Sunday opportunity, your Sunday responsibilities as well. That's 10 days of you missing your work responsibilities. That's 10 days of vacation.
First off, Kyle, back me up. I did not miss my Friday responsibilities. I left early so I could propose to my now fiance when it wasn't pitch black outside. I was there until 4:45.
Strofe.
Hold on. So did you fulfill all of your responsibilities? Because normally, right, you're responsible for post-production too. Like, come on, man. You leave the show
is
early.
Such a liar. Strofe, you're 4:45. That's what time you left. Why not just be honest? Why you always got to cheat the game? Just say it was 4:30.
I didn't leave the office. I didn't leave the office until 4:45 because I needed to change. Remember, Kyle?
What
I popped in. I dropped off my clothes.
Wait. Greg Scalzo, do you pay him to change his clothes for 15 minutes, or do you pay him to produce a show?
Apparently, I pay him to change his clothes and leave the show early. Apparently, I do all that. Yeah, so he can dress like a waiter in all black and propose.
I did look like a valet driver, did I not? Did I not look like a valet attendant?
You did. You did.
I can't wait to hear the stories of what she thought were and she saw what you were. By the way, you didn't look so skinny in your outfit, just so you know. You look like you actually have some meat on your bones for once.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I'm happy to hear that. Thank you for the feedback on my outfit and what I look like
It's
in my engagement photos.
A compliment.
And by the way, is anybody going to congratulate me? It's the first time I've talked to either of you.
Did I not send you a congratulatory text the next day? Did I not?
I believe you texted me, did she say yes or no? I don't know that you said congratulations.
You know what? I did. I said, did she say yes? I said, did she say yes? You said, for some reason, she sure did, and you sent me a wonderful picture of the two of you. And I said, congrats, brother. I can't say congrats until I know she says yes. What if I say congrats and she said no?
That's true. That would have been embarrassing. Very embarrassing.
You should know better that I would not propose to a woman who had any chance of saying no. You should know me better than that, Greg. I'm too insecure for that.
I can't believe
is true.
I've never seen somebody said, hey, are you going to tell me congratulations? Knowing that we both have said congratulations already. Is this what I have to deal with now for the next 2 years?
Oh, he's going to be obnoxious this next week. He's going to be obnoxious this next week. It's going to be. He hasn't been on a show for long enough, so he's calling us. The first thing he does, right, he comes back. He's got to get the car washed, of course, naturally, even though he's been on vacation for the last 10 days.
He parks his car in the garage.
Yeah.
It's dusty in there sometimes.
Yeah. And now it's going to be this is going to be the Alex. You might as well rename KBN this week the Alex Strofe Show because it's all going to be about him and his engagement.
Well, I hope it's about him and his engagement and him doing a combine. We're gonna bring him down a notch because he's got to redeem himself in this combine.
That's this week already?
Yeah.
Oh boy, I haven't trained at all. Oh boy, second annual, fun stuff. I kind of forgot about that. That's not great. The other thing I had for you is there was 9 of us, including the kids, on this vacation.
Yep.
How long is the appropriate amount for a family vacation? How many days?
3 days.
7 was way too long.
Maybe 4 days, I should say. Yeah.
7 was way too long. By Thursday morning, I was ready to come home.
You know what, though? You're like part of that family. Like, you could have disappeared from that spot. You're like fun. You're like the Funkle, right? Like, you just like, you're the fun uncle. You could disappear, go out, the whole thing. Like, you could get away from that spot. My thing is, all right, so I didn't know you were on a family vacation, Strofe. So you proposed to your fiance, right? And
yes, I did.
Then you go on a family vacation. Like, you didn't even take 3 days in advance to be like, hey, no, me and my fiance are going to go do our own thing, and then we'll roll into the family vacation. So you went right into the family vacation. Not even a little romance time.
Well, we got plenty of alone time. We went out to dinners. We were fine. But yes, to answer your question, that is exactly what happened.
Are you staying in one Airbnb? Are you staying in a hotel?
We were all in the same house. We had our own wing and our own bedroom.
Strophy.
But yeah, not
Strophy.
Yeah, not great. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you. It wasn't the idea. The intention was correct, right? We leave the winter. We go to a warm spot. The intention was right. But yeah, you're right. Sharing a house was probably not the greatest move for the entire week. I agree with you.
All right, real quick, before we get to Tony in Montreal to talk hockey, real quick, Kyle, did you hear this? So, I'm under the impression that Strofe leaves work early on Friday. Didn't get that approved, I don't think. Leaves work early on Friday, goes and proposes to his wife, right, or his fiance, and then gets on a plane and goes on vacation. I'm thinking, oh, that's romantic to go to Florida, get some time away together. They fly to Florida and stay in a house with 9 other people in their family.
9 other people?
He goes with little children and everything. He went to a family vacation. He even goes go ahead and say, you know what? Hey guys, we'll catch up on the family vacation. I'm going to get my own hotel. We're gonna take you away for 2 or 3 nights beforehand. We're going to do a romantic thing.
Ain't no way.
And then roll you in. You just brought her right into like the whole family vacation thing, which by definition is it's as unromantic of a setting as you could possibly get when you throw in multiple families, children, the whole thing. And now all of a sudden you're like bringing her into that?
She already made a risky decision saying yes, and now she had to be with your family. No, I like your family.
That's it, and that's the good move is she can't say no now. So I kind of suckered her in that way.
I don't
but
know.
in hindsight, Greg, I agree with everything you're saying.
I don't know. What do you mean she can't say no
doesn't know
yet?
how this works.
I believe you've been through some broken off engagements. I believe you've been through some divorces, Strom. I don't think this isn't a lifetime contract once you put a ring on it, buddy.
I want to break the trend. I want to break what we've seen in my family. I very much hope it is a lifetime contract.
I hope for your sake it is as well because your fiance is wonderful and you're a very lucky guy. You want to talk hockey? We'll bring in Tony from Montreal. Tony from Montreal, welcome to Sunday Karma here across ESPN Wisconsin.
I bet Tony's heartbroken.
How are you feeling, Tony, after Team USA not only wins the women's gold on Thursday with an overtime goal, now they win the men's gold with an overtime goal here this morning on Sunday?
It's kind of like that kung fu movie, you know, when you have the young student and he's learning from the master. And I don't feel bad at all. I just thought that was one of the most exciting nail-biting games I've seen in a long, long time. And the hype was great. And the two best nations in the world that are playing hockey right now played out, you know, a slugfest. It's Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier, you know. And when you're watching the American team, I got to tell you, your team is stacked with superstars. And that never happened before. And right now, bodes well for American hockey. I'm a guy that's still involved in hockey. I scout over 150 games a year in the CCHL. That's where guys like Makar and Hughes came out of. And by the way, Jack Hughes played in the CCHL in Toronto while his dad was working for the Leafs. Both of the boys played there, and he had like 149. He had like 149 points in his one of his years that he was playing in the Toronto Hockey Leagues. So you know, we both of our countries cannot feel anything but glory after seeing that hockey game because we are not your enemies. We are your cousins, and when we play hockey, we don't want to play against weak teams. We want to play against the best. If I'm playing against the best, then that means that if I win, I am the best. But in this game today, you know, you survived. You did not give up. Hellebrook, I'm very happy for him because you know he won individual awards and people were condemning him in Winnipeg. But I got to tell you, the tears to my eyes, honestly, for Johnny Gaudreau. I was on TSN in Montreal when he died, his brother, and I'm a New Englander, a New England hockey player. I played at Colby College, and when I saw the two kids come out on the ice, that's what I mean about hockey. Hockey's a family, and the guys that are on that team promoted Johnny Gaudreau. They did not forget him and his brother, and I just saw the grandfather to those children and the father. Honestly, I broke down. I said, you know, it's a gold medal game, but you know what? Life is very important, and the hockey player community respects that type of traditionalism and family. And your family is your hockey squad today, and our family is our hockey squad. Both can hold our heads up high. You know, when we win, we got to win with grace, and when we lose, Canadians lose with grace. We are the Icemen from the north, and we respect everybody when we play hockey. Hockey's a game. It's not politics. It's friend and friend. Just so you guys know, when these players go back, they're playing on Canadian and American teams, both Americans and Canadians.
That's very well said, Tony. Brothers and sisters across the border.
I love it.
No, I think that was very well said.
Stroke knew all those people he was talking about.
Well, yeah, I mean, look, the
Stroke's a hockey guy, right?
CCHL's the top right. You know, it's a junior A Canadian. Your best American players oftentimes go over there. I also grew up in New England, Tony, right? And, you know, you've got all these different, amazing schools there that recruit in from Canada, both on the high school side and the college side. And it is, I think, for anybody who's ever been a part of the hockey community, it is a very tight-knit one. And those guys are more brothers and sisters than cousins even, and it was an amazing game, and I think for the Americans out there, you got to be very proud of the grit that team played with this morning. Anything to add on to that, Strofe, that doesn't include an American pop star?
I'm proud to be an American.
Alex Strofe, everybody. We'll come back, continue to talk all things Wisconsin sports, hockey, of course, but continue our Packers conversation. It is Sunday Karma.
This is Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after. An in-depth recap of every Bucks game.
In 6 minutes, no more,
no less. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. If you missed any of the game or just want to relive the biggest moments, Bucks in 6 provides game recaps every morning after. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis or the deep threes from Miles Turner. And catch the comments post-game about what happened on the court. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Looking up at the Marquette banners, brought to you by Saganiac Planning. Number 15 retired in honor of Butch Lee. He finished in 78, and the number retired the next season. It's hard to believe that any player could ever equal what Butch Lee did at Marquette. Part of the national championship team in 77, and the Final Four MVP, and the next season, the consensus National Player of the Year. So much success, it's not necessary to bring up any statistics. Number 15, Butch Lee, did everything. Running a business means taking care of your team and your bottom line. For over 50 years, Saganiac Planning has helped small businesses build smarter, more affordable medical and employee benefit plans. From health insurance to customized coverage options, our experts make it simple to protect your people and your future. Saganiac Planning, your partner in planning confidence. Visit SaganiacPlanning.com or call John Saganiac Jr. today to get started. 262-783-6161.
Wisconsin homes ask a lot of their windows and doors. They need to be ready for anything year-round. At Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, everything we do is built around quality and durability. You shouldn't have to make compromises to ensure you're comfortable at home. So right now, take advantage of 0% financing for up to 4 years. Learn how the right windows and doors can make a meaningful difference in your home's comfort, efficiency, and overall style. With Pella, you'll get expert recommendations designed around your home, your needs, and the way you live. From design to installation, Pella's local experts are there to guide you every step of the way, helping you choose the right options for your home, your style, and your budget. Thanks to 0% financing until 2030 and our 10-year limited warranty, you can feel confident in your decision long after installation day. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 2/28/2026.
Grab the dial and crank it up, baby, because Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee is spinning its Winning Hits collection. Over the next 3 months, you could win a share of over $1 million in prizes. On top of thousands in cash and reward play, you could win one of 3 new Ford vehicles in the grand finale drawings on March 27th. Just play with your rewards card to earn entries. Press play on the Winning Hits collection, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. Happy New Year. Hopefully you enjoyed the holidays and spent time relaxing. Now it's tax time. I know, it's not the most wonderful time of the year, wondering if you are getting a refund or money to the IRS or to the state, waiting for all the forms to come and wondering what is deductible. Control the situation instead of letting it control you. Let us help you understand all the new tax laws, how they affect you, and how to take advantage of them. Last year, we helped Janet and Norm go from owing $43,000 to getting a $500 refund. We can help you too. The first meeting is free. Call now, 414-325-2040, or visit nealgroup.net. You earned it. we help you keep it. That's 414-325-2040 or nealgroup.net.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. Tune into The Rich Eisen Show weekdays from 12 to 2 right here on 94.5 ESPN.
You're listening to ESPN Milwaukee on 94.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app. You're listening to Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Sunday Karma across ESPN Wisconsin. Check us out on YouTube, ESPN Milwaukee, ESPN Madison YouTube. You can get us there. Call us, text us, 800-990-ESPN, 800-990-3776. That is the Carbless Talking text line. Carbless, less is more. I don't know if we should say thank you to Alex Stroh for calling in, or we're sorry to the fans for him trying to sing on there. But big thanks to Tony. Thought that was a great call. USA Hockey wins their first gold medal since 1980 on the men's side of things. Jack Hughes with the winning goal. Very exciting game this morning, and a lot of national pride going on everywhere right now, including on the Carbless Talking text line. Hunter chimes in, says, it hurts me that hockey isn't more popular here in the States. Skates on skates are unmatched at the Olympic and NHL playoff level. Yeah, I think, look, once I think similar to soccer at times when you have these international sports that aren't so popular and you get into the international play.
World Cup this summer,
people start paying attention. You love it, right? NHL, I think that people who do get into it during the playoffs and they see that level of intensity, the tension that you get within those sports where few goals are scored, so like that in-between period has so much tension in it, it really pops when there's something on the line. I think where NHL and hockey in general struggles is it's not as much of a television sport, right, as the NFL is. And so, go to a hockey game. That's what I would encourage people to do. And that's that. It's a very cool thing for things to be happening like this, to get more and more people paying attention. And certainly USA Hockey is at an all-time high right now. Steve chimes in, says, absolutely love Alex Stroh. Good.
To each their own.
John hits us, says, good morning, Sunday Karma. Talking Packers is fine. I think cresting top offensive line far above all the Packers. That fixing the top offensive line is going to ultimately be the most important thing for the Packers in the Super Bowl. But far more importantly today, USA Hockey wins gold with players calling out their American pride. Was so proud of them. And you can be the first to say that this was won on George Washington's birthday. Did not know that it was George Washington's birthday today.
Wow, George, the general.
And in our 250th year of declaration, and they took blows like Rocky, but scored the winning blow. He's playing Freebird right now. So awesome to see. As I said, American pride hitting its high there. So it's been a good Olympics so far, Kyle. I feel like people are very into it right now. It's in Milan, so the time difference you always worry a little bit about, but it's good to have this level of Olympic pride, I would say, happening right now, knowing that LA is coming up in 2 years for the Summer Games, because that's ultimately going to be big. World Cup this summer, so
it's going to be electric in America.
Yes, except that there's not as much pride, I would say, when your team doesn't really stand a chance of getting beyond the top 16 teams like they do in the World Cup. As there is in hockey.
I wouldn't say they're going to shock the world. We got some young guns on this team coming together under the new coach. I feel like there's going to be some shockers, Greg. Some shockers. All you got to do is find a goal scorer, and I feel like we're doing that. So I feel good about Team USA to make it not just to the knockout round, but make it at least win a game in the knockout stages. How about that? Win a game.
It'd be great to win a game. Maybe they could get to that knockout stage. It'd be great to win a game in the knockout stage. But it will certainly be cool to have the sports world here at our home here in North America for the World Cup. But Kyle's a supporter. He's a supporter of Team USA when it comes to World Cup, just like Gruber Law Office is a supporter of all things Wisconsin, whether it's the home teams, whether it's the big-time events happening all around the state. That is what Gruber Law Office is and who they are at their core. They're a family firm. They're local here to Wisconsin. They are Wisconsin's premier injury firm. They don't want to see you have a problem, but when you do, they are there to support you, and they've been doing it for decades and decades and decades. Not just here today, gone tomorrow. You know who David Gruber is, you know who the Gruber family is, and you know what they stand for and what they represent. They have been serving the people of Wisconsin for more than 35 years, and they are here to serve you if and when you should need them. You know what to do. Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, one call, that's all. Gruber Law Offices. We'll come back with Palermo's picks. It is Sunday Karma.
You're listening to Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. On this show, it's always football season.
I'm not overly concerned because it seems as if Green Bay's not overly concerned.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Everybody over there feels like this team was there. We got short-circuited with injuries. We have the right staff, we have the right people, and we have the right players. We just need to stay healthy, and we'll be champions.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
At Saturn Lounge, we know if your marketing actually worked, you would know. Your website would perform. Your storytelling would inspire. Your campaigns would deliver leads that become sales. You wouldn't need a report to tell you. Visit SaturnLounge.com today. When marketing works, it shows.
Did you know Professional Construction Inc. has an in-house team of interior designers? We're excited to bring our expertise to you with our brand new virtual interior design program. Maybe you're not ready for a full construction project, but you are ready to refresh that outdated room. Our PCI design team creates stunning photorealistic renderings, a mood board, and a curated shopping list, all delivered to you in just days.
For all your construction and design needs,
visit professionalconstructioninc.com.
Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is teeing up the third tournament of the season with another can't-miss event and $1,000 in cash prizes up for grabs. Hey, ESPN Milwaukee, this is Gary Olson, inviting you to a two-man scramble at the iconic TPC Scottsdale, all played on Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center's spacious state-of-the-art simulator. Sign up now at wisconsindoorgolfcenter.com. It's just $120 per team, and teams must get their round in by February 28th. Your chance to take on TPC Scottsdale starts today at wisconsindoorgolfcenter.com.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Selling your home during winter may surprise you. Serious buyers are still out there and often more eager to move.
Homes get strong offers this time of year, and with less competition, your listing can really shine.
I'm Tony Wendorf with Tony Wendorf & Associates, powered by Keller Williams.
And I'm Lindsay Bendler. Our team leads with faith, gratitude, and giving back, donating over $200,000 to local causes since 2020.
Tony Wendorf & Associates is ready to get to work for you with our white glove selling experience. Just search online, Tony Wendorf.
A real estate team that always leads with faith and gratitude.
Tony Wendorf & Associates.
Mark Tauscher here, and if you know me, you know I love Wisconsin. That's why I'm a UW Credit Union member. Their team's been all about Wisconsin since 1931, and they love making banking easy for members. Whether it's with their convenient mobile app or with the great perks like early payday to get you paid sooner. Stop by any of their local branches or visit uwcu.org to join and become a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Tired of waking up exhausted? That dad bod weighing you down? Let's get you back to the old you. If your energy, focus, and drive aren't what they used to be, your hormones could be out of balance. At Mentality, we'll dig into what's really going on, then build a personalized, science-backed plan using hormone therapy and peptide treatments to get your brain and your body back on track. So stop telling yourself you're just getting older. Book your appointment now at lowtusa.com. Right now, all new patient labs are covered in your treatment plan. That's a savings of $250. Go to lowtusa.com.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
We don't just cover the green and gold. We cover the green and gold. Your home for Green Bay football talk on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app. It's that time.
Yes, it's finally here.
Craig makes his picks of the week.
You can bet the house on it.
Picks of the week on Sunday Karma with Craig Karmazin. Presented by Palermo's Pizza, Wisconsin's hometown pizza.
Can't wait to see what happens next.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Sunday Karma wrapping up here across ESPN Wisconsin. Big thanks to everybody who called and chimed in today. Again, an absolutely amazing day for Team USA hockey. First gold since 1980. Amazing to see the celebration there taking place in Milan. Team USA bringing out Johnny Gaudreau's two children, holding up his jersey in the picture after the gold medal win. Chills, tears, all of it coming into play for Team USA today. We usually do Palermo's picks here. Of course, that should be the pick today. That was the big game that mattered. And you know, that's ultimately where I think most people will be focused. There is a Bucks game coming up at 2:30 today. I think some Bucks fans hoping they continue to win. They've won 6 out of the last 7. Could they win 7 out of the last 8? Continue to show Giannis that, hey, we know how to win. We got some young guys on this team that can win. Or are you rooting for them to say, you know what, let's hold off on the win and try to depend on some of those ping pong balls, of course. When it comes to Palermo's Pizza, more toppings, more flavors, more is amore with Screamin' Sicilian. This week you can get more Screamin' Sicilian Tavern Pizza for only $5.99 at Sendik's. That perfect thin, crispy crust with serious topping coverage. Don't miss the deal. This deal available until the 24th of February at Sendik's. More toppings, more flavor, more is amore. Screamin' Sicilian. I got the Bucks winning at home today, Kyle. I got them to continue to roll. That's my Palermo's pick. But again, the Palermo's picks that matter most is Team USA taking home the gold today. Shout out to Canada as well. Gunny effort by both teams. Amazing game. Hopefully you were up early enough to watch it. If not, watch it back. It's worth the watch. Big thanks to Kyle Wallace for hanging in today. Big thanks to Alex Stroh for taking another day off, making our show better, although he did call in, so appreciate that as well. No Craig Karmazin. Not sure if we'll all be back next week. Hopefully we will. It has been Sunday Karma. Kyle, send us out.
Tony Sorello said he knows. He says he's a Boston boy, too, just like you. And that's the guy from Montreal. But other than that,
that's my guy.
Peace.
This is ESPN Wisconsin and ESPNWisconsin.com.
The dance of sunlight on water.
Shimmering, sparkling, beautiful, hypnotic.
Houses that overlook a gorgeous body of water are the most highly desired houses in the world.
The Bellamare collection of fine jewelry features classic white diamonds, flanked and surrounded by rare and exotic blue diamonds.
Bellamare means beautiful water.
Bellamare, sunlight on water, glimmering and twinkling.
The dance is enticing.
The look is spectacular.
The impact is exciting.
Blue and white diamonds created in the heart of Mother Nature
will dance and sing on the body of a glittering, sparkling woman.
Bellamare. This blue and white beauty of sunlight on water
should be worn on the fingers,
the wrist,
the neck, and the ears
of the woman you love.
The Bellamare collection is available only